What's up, dudes? How's it going? So I'm back to show you this. I'm sure some of you are surprised, but I did buy, that off there, just tuned it. I did buy a Gibson Les Paul. This is a 2013 Gibson Les Paul Traditional Pro. And take a good long look because it's getting returned. It's not staying. It's a good looking guitar from a distance, but up close it has problems. It looks like whoever owned it, I bought it used from Guitar Center used, and it looks like whoever owned it before, I don't know what they sprayed. Might have been lacquer, might have been polyurethane. They sprayed something nearby, and it's all over the front of this thing. So it's on the bobbins, it's on the pick guard, it's all over the face. You can feel it. It's like a texture. And it looks like they tried to wipe it off. There's a lot of rings, like it started to dry, and they realized they oversprayed and got some on their guitar. And, you know, whoever owned this clearly, you know, ruined the guitar with their lack of, I guess, understanding just how far a spray would go. They may have been trying to spray something. I don't think so, though. The spray pattern doesn't look deliberate. It looks accidental, right? It's a little heavier on one side, a little lighter on the other, like this side was closer to wherever they were spraying. I mean, just stupidity. But, you know, these are the facts they don't tell you when you buy it. And it showed up in that case right there, used case. And, you know, they wanted $14.99, and I was able to talk them down a couple of $100 pretty quickly. That should have been a red flag right there that there was a problem. If you're not familiar with it, it has the, you know, it's obviously a mahogany body with a maple cap. And this, I think, has the 50s neck. It is a little bit, you know, maybe this is supposed to be 60s. I could have sworn in this year that this color, the Honeyburst, was the 50s neck. It may have been available in both, but every time I look up certain colors, they're in the 50s for that year. And other colors, like the Cherry Sunburst, they're in the 60s. So it almost feels like there was a color designation that year, whether you got 50s or 60s, like the Gold Top 50s, Ebony 50s. This one, 50s. But like the Cherry Sunburst, I think the Iced Tea, what's the one I'm thinking of there? Like the magenta one. What do they call it? Merlot, I think they call it, which is basically a see-through maple. You can see the maple top underneath it. Again, that one is the 60s neck. So I think this is 50s. I really like this neck. I like it a lot better than the Cherry Sunburst I was looking at about a month ago. So I was looking for one. I saw the Cherry Sunburst. It came in. I did not like it. I didn't like the neck. That simple. So I returned it, and I used a partial credit to put down on the telly, and then my wife paid the rest of it as a birthday present. So I was like, you know, I still was thinking about getting a Les Paul. I was talking over with Robert Baker, and we had been looking at a few different ones. He's like, you know, the flame top on that is so beautiful. He goes, you should really just go for that one. He goes, you know, I don't think you're going to get a better guitar for the money. And, you know, if it didn't have the overspray, it really would have been a good deal. But it's that. See, overspray. So this has push, which I like. So there's single coil. Push it again. Double coil, right? And the same with the neck pickup. And then yeah, pretty good. And then this last push button there, again, it's push. Push it once. 10 dB boost. So here it is off. So I actually like that technology a lot. I was kind of impressed with that. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you want something a little bit more than just the normal 4 knobs, the 2 tone knobs you rarely touch, and the 2 volume knobs. So it's nice, the coil split. I think if I wanted a single coil sound, I would play a Strat, but in a pinch, when you want a single coil sound, you can do that. It has a high option for the person with a high option demand. So this is going to go back. I've been looking at the other Les Pauls that I've had in stock. None of them's really catching my eye, and I think that I probably just need to cool it on the Les Paul for a little while. And I actually was looking at a Jackson, but the Jackson sold, and the Jackson had problems. I mean, the guy was basically telling me that he wasn't sure, but the fretboard may be separating. I was like, well, that doesn't sound good. It sold anyway, so didn't need me to buy it. And I really do like this guitar. I actually think it's a little cleaner than the 2012 model, the Cherry Sunburst, that I didn't even take home. I almost didn't take this one home. But, again, my buddy Baker, he pointed out that you're not getting your shipping back. You might as well take it home, make a video, play it, and treat the shipping costs as a rental, because you're not getting your shipping costs back. And I was like, you're making a good point. So I'll just try not to snap the headstock off while I have it. I would say that this one is a little cleaner. Like, one of the things that I noticed about that 2012 model is that, they like sort of tape off the binding, and then they spray a little bit of color, on the, on the back to make it look a little cherry red over the mahogany. And that was like very, inconsistently over the edge of the bind. It wouldn't be one thing if it just was a consistent stripe, but it was sort of over and then not over. I was like, that looks like hell. That does not look very clean. And that other one had all kinds of condition issues beyond that. This one, I would actually keep. The back and the sides look great. They're in great shape, for the most part. It's got the battery compartment because it needs a battery for that boost, right? For 10 dB of boost, you need a battery in there. So, it's pretty clean, all around, except for 2 main areas. Right on the Gibson logo, it looks like something whacked it. There's like a chip missing. It's like of all the places that... like the one thing you want to look good, and it's a little wackadoodle. And then that overspray. And that overspray is on the bobbins, it's on the pick guard, and not good. So I figured we'd take a quick look at it before it went back. And what should I get for a replacement? But I love that sound. I'm running through the Loco. It's also got like a non-stop hum. Like even my Strats, hear that? It's got like a shielding issue or something going on. It could be that battery. I do think it sounds pretty good. I wish I could keep it, but I am so worried about that finish issue just destroying the resale value. I think it's enough of an issue where someone would say, "Oh, this is ruined." It's like I don't want to. I'd be lucky if I got $800 or $1,000 for it. And I paid $1,300. So, I can't take a. I think it would be a hit. So, like I always say, if you're not 100% thrilled with it, right back again. Which is also why I like to use Guitar Center used. Not only do I feel they put a downward, pressure on prices, which I think they do, certainly compared to like Craigslist or eBay. I think that they're pretty good about returns. And we had a long discussion about this finish. They kept saying, "Oh, that'll come right off." I said, "Well, get some polish. Let's do it right now." Of course, it wasn't. I said, "I don't think that's going anywhere." They're like, "We'll take it home and see what you think and see what you can get going." And I was like, "All right, but it's not coming out." So here we are. We'll take a little bit closer look here. I don't know if you can see the problem with the logo. See how it's like smashed up right there? It's like, come on. That's the one thing I sort of need. It is a gorgeous top, though. I mean, look at that. It is beautiful. I don't know if you can see the overspray. Let me see if I can get... You got to hit it just right. I don't know if you can see all the little speckles. That might be hard. But, I got to pay attention to this headstock. I'll be snapping that off. And then, let me just turn this volume down. And you can see the back there. I like the tuners. I got to say, I was pretty happy with the tuners. They're very, very high ratio. And, I thought they were pretty good. Competent. That's a bit of, it looks a little glossy, but trust me, that's a matte finish. The only real gloss is the face. And even that's a little bit matte because of the, I don't know, can you see right there, like the dots? I don't know if they're coming. Hard to tell on the camera. On the pick guard, on the bobbins, on the whole front. All right, guys, well, that's it. This is my short-lived 2013 Gibson Les Paul Traditional Pro 2. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Rock on.